Hey guys, Rob Lambrea, UTM reality-based training here. Next drill we're going to do with our CTA civilian target ammunition, we're going to call the numbers drill. See here, I have a target set up. A lot of you are probably familiar with it. Just has a series of numbers of different sizes along with it. We also have our civilian target hanging up here as well. The nice thing about the one that's available from us is it's a completely contained system. So when you shoot it, the round drops in, completely contained system. Doesn't mean that you can't use other targets if you're in a proper environment. Just remember a bit about safety right now. iPro is mandatory. Additionally, the same rules that would apply to live fire apply here. Assume every gun is loaded, know your foreground and your background, keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire, and never point your weapon at anything you're not willing to destroy. If you follow those rules and get good practices, it doesn't matter whether you're training with CTA or whether you're training with live fire, it's going to serve you well. So let's go ahead and see what we can do to make this training more practical, more applicable to real life. Okay guys, so here we are. We have our target set up to do our numbers drills with the CTA. I have Simon here who's going to help me out. And on the command, what he's going to do, he's going to load and make ready. And what I'm going to do is call out a number. And he's going to simply engage that target with one shot. And he's going to go back down to a low ready. What's nice about this drill, which makes it really a practical drill, is that there's some decision making involved. Simon has to actually think, when I call the number out, where to go, what to do with it, just like he would in real life. He's not going to just stimulus response and pull the trigger. He's going to have to think for a split second there. A lot of variations of this drill, but we're just going to start off with this one right now. Okay, so we're going to be at a low ready, and on the command, I want you to deliver one shot to the number that I call out. What's nice about it too, as an instructor, I'm able to stand right next to him here. I'm able to keep a good eye on what he's doing, his stance, his trigger, his follow through. I wouldn't be able to do that with live fire because I'd be kind of in the danger zone right here. So let's get ready. 10. Nice. 4. 9. 3. Okay, good. Safety on, stay in low ready. Okay, so what we've done there is we've done the first iteration of the round. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and Simon's going to deliver 2 shots when I call the number out. Simon, are we clear?
Yes.
9. 3. Good. Okay, so you get the idea. So, and on and on. We'll do one more just to get you an idea and get you thinking. It's about you just being creative and thinking what you can do with the round. I'm going to call 2 numbers out, and I want you to engage the 2 numbers in the sequence that I give them to you. Ready? 9-4. 10-8. Good. Safety on. So you get the idea. How can we add to this? We could easily put multiple targets up. We could put a second person next to Simon, and we could run it for time, him against the other person. We could add reloads in there. I could stage a malfunction in his magazine to make him have to do an immediate action drill. I could have him face the other direction and have him turn around and have to engage the target, and on and on and on. It's limited only by your imagination. Can you do this on the live fire range? Yes, you can sometimes, but now you can do it in your own backyard. Okay, so the next drill we're going to do with CTA is we're going to be using this target. One of the things that you can use CTA for, the civilian target ammunition, is to correct some of the training scars that come from the live fire range. And it's not saying there's anything wrong with the way you practice on the live fire range, but because of safety reasons, there's a lot of limitations. And one of the things we want to work on today is going to be breaking the shot quicker. On a linear range, you come up on target, you pick your target up, you have to do that slow squeeze, but you really want to be pushing the limits of what you can do. So let's see how that works out. So everybody's heard the phrase, don't practice till you get it right, practice till you get it wrong. What do we mean by that? Is that we want to take away that performance anxiety on the range. This is the place where you want to push yourself. This is the place where you want to make mistakes and you want to fail to test the limits of what you can do. So what we're going to do now is I have Simon here to help me again. And when I give the command, he's going to go ahead, load, and make ready. And what he's going to do is just slowly increase his speed, coming up on target and quickly breaking the shot. You have a red dot for a reason. You can shoot with both eyes open. But how often do you really get a chance to push the limits on that? So let's see how that goes. Simon, go ahead, load and make ready, please. Okay, now give me a low ready position with the safety on. And all I want you to do is slowly and deliberately just raise up, click the safety off, and deliver one shot to the center of the target. Okay, back down, safety's on. Now I want you to continue to do that. I want you to go a little bit quicker, make it more simultaneous, one fluid motion. As soon as that red dot picks up on the center of the target, you go ahead and squeeze. Ready, go. Now, safety on. Good. A little faster on the up command. Ready, up. Okay. So now Simon's got 3 shots in the same area, very close. So he's well within his capability, but I don't want him to be there. I want to see him push it a little bit. So Simon, what I want you to do is go ahead and push a little bit and go a little bit faster and pick that red dot up and break the shot. Up. Good. Again. Up. Good. Okay, so now we see he's got another shot in the center, another shot just off a little bit. Okay, so what's the point here? The point is we're giving him the ability to move quicker and to break that shot faster, which is more realistic in real life. I want you to do the same thing on the up command. I want you to deliver 2 shots to the center of the target. Ready? Up. Good. A little quicker. Up. Good. Safety's on. Same drill. Now I want you to do those 2 shots to the center and a 3rd shot to the head. I want you to make it 1 motion and then back down to low ready. Ready? Up. Good. A little quicker. Ready? Up. Good. Okay, safety's on. All right, so you get the idea. Again, what's the point here? Point is that you're able to push your limitations. Simon kept everything well within the area, and in actuality, he could push a lot harder than that, and you see his group start opening up. But that's okay. This is what we're trying to accomplish here. Again, you can do it with live fire, but this is something you can do right in your backyard or at your home. Okay, so for the next drill, we're going to use our CTA target. As you notice, the target fits down into here and has a solid plate. When the round strikes the plate, it drops down, completely self-contained system, safe and no cleanup. Okay, so we're back here with Simon. Another training scar that we can break from the live fire range that people get in the habit of doing is they come up, fire 2 shots, and then go down into immediate low ready. You get conditioned to do that. You do it all the time. This is something that you could do right at home. It's a kind of good way to have a practical application to break yourself of that range scar. So I got Simon to do, if you would, when I give him the command, he's going to load and make ready. And then when I say up on the command, he's going to shoot between 1 and 4 shots at the target. Not going to tell him how many to shoot. It's just going to be 1 and 4. And what he's going to do is he's going to stay on target and paint his area, and then he's going to come back down to a low ready, and then we're going to repeat the drill. So what's the point of the drill being he's going to get out of the habit of just firing 1 shot or just firing 2 shots. He's going to cover his target, and he's going to go back down to a low ready. Simon, you ready? Yep. Load, make ready for me. You understand the drill on the command? You're just going to go up and shoot between 1 and 4 shots. You ready?
Yes.
Up. Okay, remember to paint your area. Don't come right back to a low ready. That's the point of the drill, right? Ready? Up. Good. Up. Good. One more time. Up. Good. Now, okay, safety on. Now, there's a lot of variations you can do with this. You could have Simon moving. We could have him, we could have multiple targets up there. We could stage a malfunction in his magazine. We could have him do a reload. So let's just do one that's real simple and easy to do. We're going to have Simon turn around and face uprange. Go ahead, Simon. Now, I know that makes everybody shudder a little bit because this is your downrange, but remember, one of the benefits of CTA is that the world exists in 360 degrees, and now we can practice that way. So what I'm going to do is ask Simon slowly and under control, which way are you going to spin? You're going to spin. Can you spin to your left there? Okay. So it's safe for me to be here. Go back. And what I'm going to do is the same drill. When I give the up command, he's going to work on his footwork, slowly turn, and engage the target. Simon, you ready?
Yes.
Up. Okay, back. Up. Good. Okay, and safety on. Okay, so there's a lot of things as an instructor we could be working on. We could be talking about footwork, how he's doing his pivot, don't cross your feet, stay on target, all those good things that I can do. And I'm standing right here next to him. I don't have to be away from him for safety reasons, and we can get a good training session out of it. So let's take a look at our target. You can see where the rounds entered. I'm going to pull it up slowly. You can see the backstop where the round struck and dropped down. It's a completely self-contained system, landfill safe. You just take it and dump it out, and you're good to go.
Tony Lambrea from UTM RBT here again, talking about the civilian target ammunition and our training kit. And what we're going to do is give you another idea on some other tools and maybe some tactics that you can utilize at the house. First of all, we have our converted weapon again with our UTM bolt, and we also have our CTA munitions, and we have our target box hung down range. A couple of quick things. Why would you be doing this type of drill, and why are we introducing this? Well, let's just say that you had somebody maybe make entry into your house, and you were upstairs and you were in your safe room, and you had to get down the hall to get to your children or get to your kids and bring them back into the bedroom or someplace. Well, there may be opportunities where you're going to have to move through your house, and utilizing a wall or having to pass a doorway or something along those lines, you have to understand how to use cover. And anything we say cover or concealment, it doesn't really matter. It's anything that you see. Concealment would be something that would hide you, and cover would be something that would stop a bullet. Not really important, but you have to understand what you're talking about. And what we're talking about here now, training-wise, is you're going to learn how to manipulate and expose the minimal amount of your body while you roll out on whatever wall or down a hallway or whatever it is that you're clearing, a doorway, and you're actually rolling out. How do you do that without exposing the maximum part of your body? The other thing that's gonna happen is that you have an optic on your weapon. If you have an optic on your weapon and you're not used to shooting this, if you ever do it at a range or anywhere else, they may not let you do that. But as you roll out, you can see through the optic, but your muzzle is still in front of the door or anything else because there's about a 2-inch offset. So what we'll do is we'll go through some of the drill. I'll just show you how we roll in, roll out, and just work some of the tactics and just give you some ideas on what you can do with your UTM kit. Okay, just to kind of further the drill a little bit, I have Eric here with me, and we're going to kind of work the cover drill. I'm going to talk through it, show you some positives and some things that you should try and do, and then in addition to that, what we'll do is we'll show you some things that you have to pay attention to, which is what I discussed earlier on the offset. And also, if you have a tactical light or a flashlight on your weapon, there's some about splashback on the light when you're shining it against walls and things. So just little tips to look for. All right, really quickly, Eric, go ahead and set up on the target if you would. Now, a couple of things you'll notice that Eric is going to work. He's going to try and keep his elbow down, and as he's rolling out, let's just say this is a hallway, and now you're having to go get one of your kids to bring them back to your room. So he's going to roll out. He's going to expose the minimal amount that he can possibly expose. He's going to keep his foot in, so he doesn't want his foot extended out. He's going to keep his eye along the weapon, and he's going to roll out slowly. All right, Eric, go ahead and engage the target so we can work on that. Then he comes back in. Now the other side, as he starts to roll the other way, you can do it a couple of ways. Some people will switch hands, but it doesn't really matter. He's going to roll out, try and expose minimal amount, engage. All right, come back in and go from here. Now, you can work that high, low, up, down. If you've never done it before, at least it gives you an opportunity. Again, using the civilian kit, it gives you that advantage. You can shoot anywhere, so now you're going to be able to work the cover. The other thing is all we did was put this piece of cardboard on a hand truck. So now you've got the hand truck with a piece of cardboard. If he shoots it, it's not going to do anything. So as an example, Eric, go ahead and start rolling out again. Now, can you see through your optic right now? Are you on target?
Yes.
Okay, if you notice, he's on target up here with his optic, but go ahead and pull the trigger. You're going to see what's going to happen. All right, so when he pulled the trigger, what ends up happening is you wind up shooting the wall. The reason why is because of the offset. This is 2 inches higher. So as he's looking through that optic, his muzzle is lower. So again, you'd never get an opportunity to learn that or understand that unless you did some of these types of drills when you were working from here. One final training point for this segment is the use of the flashlight. Whether you have a mounted flashlight or if you're using it in your hand, either way, there are some things that you have to be very aware of when you're actually moving down a hallway or if you are clearing through a door or doing those other things. One of the things that we talk about is the light splashing back on you. So as an example, I'll show you, Eric is trying to manipulate cover as we described in the earlier segments. Now, if the lights are out, it's dark, this is even going to magnify tenfold. So he's going to move up a little bit, Eric, just to illustrate the point. All right, so what he's going to do is he turns on his light as he starts to try and roll out. But what happens is the light bounces off the white wall and it comes back and it actually starts to ruin your vision as it comes from here. Now the advantage of a light is obviously when you're shining it down there, you create that light wall and it's on the bad guy, so hopefully that helps you and not them. They can't see you as much as you can see them. So that's one of the advantages. But when you have to be careful of that. When the light is here, you can see through your optic, everything else is there, but you're getting that splash back onto yourself. All right, that's a couple of things. The other last thing that we're going to cover here is that Eric pushed past the cover. So if you stick your gun, your barrel of your gun around the cover, again, you're flagging, what we would call flagging your weapon. You're extending too far past the cover. Again, not a good thing. Somebody's on the other side of the wall. It'd be a bad day for you. Okay, so these are a couple of things that you want to look for. So again, what's the context? If you're in your safe room, somebody's in your house, and now you have to go and get your kids and you have to make your way back, there are times where you may have to clear. You may have to use walls, you may have to use doorways, you may have to use other pieces of cover or concealment, and this is just giving you some tips on how you can train with it, and you can do it safely in your house, clearing around those walls and doors, utilizing the UTM system. Thanks, and train safe.
Okay, so one of the applications of the UTM RBT civilian training ammunition is that you can do a lot of the traditional or non-traditional firearms training drills. I'm going to do today is an El Presidente with the rifle. Most people are familiar with that, but I'm going to do it right here in the privacy of my backyard and without the need for a live range. So let's just give it a try. Okay, so we did pretty good with CTA at 12 and 25 yards. We moved it out to right at about 50 yards, so let's see how we do from here. CTA at 50 yards, ring and steel, no problem. For more information about civilian target ammunition or any of our other products, visit us at www.utmworldwide.com. Check us out on our YouTube channel, UTM RBT, or come visit us on Facebook or Twitter.
Hey, it's Tony Lambrea from UTM RBT, talking a little bit more about some different drills that you can do with your civilian target kit and shooting system. Another advantage of obviously being able to shoot at home, wherever that may be, you can actually convert the gun, put your training rounds into the weapon, and because it's completely safe, now you can actually set up, and if you wanted to, you get an extra target box. So you have one target box, say, set up on here, another target box set up, further down, or whatever you want to do, multiple targets. But now you can actually start to work shooting and moving, where if you were walking forward, walking left, walking right, and actually engaging targets at the same time. This is very difficult to do, obviously, on live fire ranges, and there's a lot of safety factors because ranges won't usually let you shoot in 180 degrees, or for that matter, you could set up 4 targets and do this in a 360. It doesn't really matter. So it gives you that versatility to do that completely safe. So I just want to show you really quick, I'll give you a quick training tip on some different movement left, movement right, a fast drill that you can work on, and then I'll show you how you work the 2 targets if that's all you have. All right, so working, moving forward, one of the quick things, again, is just walk naturally. What you don't want to do is cross your feet whenever you're doing footwork. So as I'm moving forward, I'm coming in here. What I'm going to do is nice and slow, is I'm going to heel the toe and I'm going to walk forward. When I'm walking back, I'm going to toe to heel it and I'm going to walk back. If I'm going to go to the left, then all I'm going to do is I'm going to pivot my hips and my feet are going to go in the direction that I'm walking. So as I start to walk, no matter where I go, right or left, I want my feet pointing in the direction that I'm going. So what I don't want to do is if I was going to move left or right, they don't want me crossing feet. I don't want to do this as we're shuffling from here, okay? Crossing this way. You're going to make a lot of times your muzzle's going to go up and down. You're going to lose your footwork. You lose your balance. So as you're working different drills, you can move around. So here's an example of what you could do. So let's just say that I'm shooting these targets from here and I'm engaging. I get a chance to move forward. Working here, then I'm walking back. And I'm going right. Going back. So I can start to move around. I could circle. I can engage, pull back, reload, just work whatever drill I want on any angles. But once again, with the versatility of the UTM shooting systems, you can do this safely in your own home. Thank you and train safe. Hey, Tony Lambrea here from UTM RBT with Eric Cito, and we're going to go through a little bit on reload drills and some function of the weapon. So utilizing our civilian target round and also our shooting kit, which has our target box that we can hang up anywhere, our UTM bolt that goes into the gun, converts it and makes it completely safe, and you can shoot anywhere on your property. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to kind of give you some ideas. Well, let's just say that you've got a new shooter, and with that new shooter, you want to teach them the function of the weapon. But, again, maybe you can't take them to the range. Maybe that's too noisy. You can't talk to them. You don't need that here. You don't have any hearing protection. You're having a conversation, and you can actually work your way through everything from here. So you talk to them a little bit about it. You say, okay, well, identify the different parts. Well, here's the magazine release here. So when the magazine is in the weapon, in order to drop it, you push that button, bang, it drops down. Talk to them a little bit about flipping the gun around, and that's a bolt release here, so you can hit that. Go ahead and hit it, and it'll send the bolt forward. Good. All right, charging handle here. That also will work the bolt back. All right, the way to lock the bolt back is to go ahead and work the charging handle and also push the pin on here. So you can cover, I did that really fast because obviously you guys know how to function your weapon, but what I'm trying to tell you is you can run through all of that safely, right? On your own property, working it at home, and then you can turn around and say, okay, now we're going to make it a little bit more interesting. Now I'm going to do is I'm going to include, the rounds. So we're going to shoot some of the CTA. All right, so here's one of the drills. We're going to take 3 magazines with 2 rounds in each one, and I'm just going to start them off with that. And we're just going to say, okay, I want you to fire when I say ready, set, go. So Eric, go ahead and load up your weapon. All right, face the target. All right, when I say go, all I want you to do is you got the other 2 magazines staged, right?
Correct.
All right, so what I want you to do is I want you to engage the target until you feel the lock back of that bolt. You're going to know the weapon is empty. You're going to feel that, right? So that's what you're looking for, that feel of the lock back. As soon as it locks back, I want you to go for your other magazine, insert your magazine, and work your reloads. Smooth, right? Just nice and smooth. Okay, you ready to go?
Ready.
All right, go. Good. All right, working from here. Engage, bolt forward, engage. Good. It locks back. He feels the lock back, and he engages from here. He feels the lock back. He knows he's empty. All right, so from that position, he understands and he gets a feel for his own weapon that every time that bolt slams and locks to the rear, he gets that cue, that signal that, all right, it's time to reload. And that's what you want to teach somebody, how to do that. So here's what we're going to do for this next drill, just to give you another idea. We did 2, 2, and 2. In one of our other segments, we talked about some of the habits that are formed when you only shoot boom, boom, and then you drop your gun. Boom, boom, drop your gun. Well, this is another habit that actually gets created on a range that really you don't want to do. You want the stimulus of the bolt locking to the rear to be your cue to reload. That's called an emergency reload, right? You're out of ammunition and you have to reload your gun. So here's what we're going to do is I'm going to put 2 rounds, 3 rounds, and 1 round in each of the magazines. And I'm going to mix them up, and I'm not going to tell him which one I'm going to give him from here. He's not going to know which one is in. All right, put this in the gun for him. All right, send the bolt to send forward. All right, face the target. So now he has 1 round in one magazine, 2 in another, 3 in the other. He's got to go with the stimulus. He doesn't know how many rounds, so he's not going to go bang, bang, reload, bang, bang, reload, bang, bang, reload. It has to be the stimulus of the bolt locking back. You ready, set, go? Ready, go. Lock back, seize the stimulus. Reloading, engaging. Now he feels the lock back. Engage. Now he feels the lock back. So it's just a way of mixing it up so that they're reacting to the stimulus of the lockback bolt rather than a pre-arranged drill. So this just gives you another idea of something that you can do on your own property and at your own home, and you can work your drills with using the CTA and the UTM shooting systems. So thank you and train safe.
Hey guys, Rob Lambrea, UTM RBT here with our CTA pistol kit. I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the application that you can do with it and overcome some of the limitations that are inherent in a live range. Typically when you go to the live range, you're able to pick up the gun off the table, take it out of your carrying case, point it down range, pull the trigger, pull the trigger. Some of the ranges that are more progressive will let you do some other things. Maybe they'll let you shoot strings, maybe they'll let you move a little bit. Typically that's not the case, and either way it's very limited. You're certainly not going to be shooting 360 degrees or with a lot of movement or from a variety of positions. So what I'm trying to get across today is the fact that it's critical that you practice the way you carry. If you're an off-duty law enforcement officer, maybe you're a responsible gun owner that has a carry permit. You see I'm wearing just a sweatshirt today. I have just a real basic carry rig here. I have a spare magazine. I have my Glock tucked into my into appendix style carry. Doesn't matter if you carry strong side, weak side, cross draw, appendix carry. The point is however you carry your firearm, that's how you should practice, and CTA lets you do that. So typically when I'll go and I want to do get some good work in, that's a little bit more practical. I can practice draws from this position. So my basic draw, I'm going to clear the garment, I'm going to come out, and then I'm going to punch out, and then I'm going to holster up again, okay? It's another thing. Do you practice holstering back up? After you draw your weapon that you carry concealed, can you holster that weapon back up? Test your gear. Is it a holster that collapses once you draw your weapon out? And then when you go back in, you can't holster it. Can I holster up without looking? Okay, I want to draw. I want to keep my eyes on my threat. Maybe I have to go hands-on or grab a cell phone or something afterwards. I want to be able to holster up after when I need to, okay? So what I'm going to do is face the range, the CTA target here. I'm just going to draw and fire a couple of rounds and clear my garment. Check my area. I can offline, doesn't matter, okay? I can do one-handed. I can clear my garment, draw, back in and down. If I'm out, I can practice my tactical reloads. If you do those, goes away, I'm still on my target. Okay, it's all good stuff that I can do. What else can I do? I can rotate my range now. My target's over there. I'm standing here, threat comes from that side, I may have to move. I draw, fire from here, I can move and move. I can turn, face completely away from my target. I hear the threat, I turn, I look first, clear my garment, I turn, I go dry, and I'm back in the fight, okay? So a lot of things you can do that you can't do in a live fire range is you can do here in the privacy of your own property, safely, much more realistic. Rob Lambrea, UTM RBT, stay safe.